Squad Pod. Squad Pod.
Hey everybody, welcome to Squad Pod Sports, where we bring you our thoughts on the latest games and news around the sports world. Man, what an exciting week. We got a ton of news to talk about. The massacre has begun in the NFL. There's been cuts, there's been trades, all sorts
Big
of stuff to
names
talk
already.
about already. So we're going to be talking about all the crazy NFL news that's happened, all the NBA news, all the games, and what the standings are for the NBA. And of course, a
All-Star
little
Weekend.
NHL talk. Yeah, All-Star Weekend as well. A little bit of NHL talk, and then we'll wrap it up with our bias bubble and the crazy sports fact stat of the podcast.
I love how that name is so undefined.
Yeah, it's either a fact or a stat, but like I don't want to put it as one or the other because it could be one or the other, you know.
I think it's unique the way we have it. So let's keep that.
So I guess we kind of go back and forth with certain stuff that we have here.
Mhm.
The first thing I kind of started out since the show ended last week. I'm starting with kind of the older news to work up. The Bills have submitted a rule change proposal to the NFL that will bar interviews for front office and coaching positions until after the conference title games and hirings and the Super Bowl. So they're just like, no, we don't want any interviews after at that
It
certain
just
point.
straight bans it for teams that are still alive, or is that all teams? You know what I mean?
They would bar interviews until after the conference title games and hirings until after the Super Bowl.
Ooh, wow.
That's what it is.
So
So they don't want
that
really
probably
any of that
means-
kind of thing
Wide standing,
announced.
like any team.
Yeah.
So that has to be after a certain point, though, because coaches get fired mid-season and shit. But then
Yeah.
there's usually an interim head coach. There's not usually.
Yeah,
like
it's just one of the things that like the owners can bring up to vote on, and it could get
Mhm.
approved, it could not. There has been a couple. I know that Philly is putting in. There's like an onside kick rule change that like instead of making an onside kick, you can go for like a fourth and like a 15. I think it's 4th and 15 or something. You can go for
Right.
it on.
I have a rule change too because this one involved Bill Belichick. They're saying
Oh,
Bill
really?
Belichick's in favor of this one that's proposed by the Ravens.
Okay.
It's pretty much it would work like this. The team, it's an overtime rule. Kind of fixes the coin flip issue. But I don't
Oh, okay.
this is really wild. Like I don't really understand it. I didn't really take too much time to understand it here. I just saw it and I was reading about it. I'm like, what the? But the Ravens proposed the team that wins the coin flip would pick a spot on the field where the ball would be placed to start the 5th period. Okay.
Interesting.
And then the other club chooses whether to play offense or defense.
Ooh.
And then
That is weird.
this is an example here. If Team A picks the 20-yard line, Team B could decide whether to send its offense on the field and start from its own 20 or to play defense from the opponent's 20. The proposal would therefore not just lessen the impact of the coin flip has, but it would also eliminate overtime kickoff and immediately begin the extra quarter with a play from scrimmage. Bill Belichick is in favor of this, and I'm like, it's very interesting. It makes it like feel like more video gamey in a way. Like that's just my
Gotta use some strategy involved.
right. It's like,
They're
what the hell?
playing. These Bills trying to play chess when the
Mhm.
NFL's trying to play checkers.
That's John Harbaugh and them that proposed that. So
Oh, John Harbaugh, the Ravens.
yeah, Bill Belichick's just in favor of it.
Yeah, I know the Eagles are also. Philly was trying to once again trying to bring the second helmet rule into the
Mhm.
league, so teams can actually use like a whole nother helmet with a new
saw-
uniform. And
we
Phil,
were
we've been
talking
trying to
about
do it just to wear the Kelly green again, the old school '80s jerseys.
Right. I swear I saw them Chargers wearing 2 different helmets last year. They were like the same helmet, but one had like a dark blue on the inside of the lightning bolt, and one had like a light blue on the inside of the lightning bolt. And I was like thinking about them Eagles the whole time I'm watching this game, and I'm like,
Sons of bitches, let the Chargers do it.
I swear they have some loophole or something, like it's the same
Right.
helmet, it's just a different color or some
Yeah,
bullshit like
something
that.
like that. It's
But
not
like
entirely different.
I didn't do no more research into it or nothing. It was during the season. I remember watching, like, I
Yeah,
swear they had a different color last week. I Googled it and they had a different color helmet on the other week. But it was the same, like, it was just the
yeah.
same lightning bolt. And I'm like,
It was just like a
the
different
Eagles.
color scheme.
Right, right.
I have here former Titans tight end Delaney Walker, who took off last season to COVID, and he is now 100% healthy and intends to play in 2021.
Okay. Got pretty much that Dak Prescott deal.
Yeah, that's the huge news coming
What
out.
do you
Like
think about
everybody,
that?
like I know ESPN, all these shows are pretty sad because they don't have anything to talk about for a whole another year. But man, I mean, he's now the longest tenured QB in the NFC East. He's the vet,
He's the best. He's getting Pat Mahomes money almost.
almost.
It's
I
ridiculous.
think he's like the second best paid. I think it's like the highest paid guaranteed money
It's
or something.
ridiculous. Coming
Um,
off an injury, I didn't expect that type of deal.
I don't think
I thought
anybody.
it was going to be more like a normal, like a well-paying but a normal deal, like maybe still the 35 to 37 that
Yeah,
they were talking about. And I think what they say 42 is what he's going to be getting a year averaging.
yeah, I have it here somewhere. I just gotta find it.
I was like, oh my God, it's like 120 something guaranteed.
Highest paid QBs on a per year basis. Pat Mahomes is number one with 45 mil. Dak's second, 40 mil. He'll be getting
40, okay.
here. Yeah, and then you got Deshaun Watson at 39, Russ at 35, Goff at 33, Rodgers at 33, Cousins at 33, Carson Wentz at 32, and Matt Ryan at 30.
You got Tom Brady restructuring his deal with the Buccaneers this week to win
Yeah,
another Super Bowl.
yeah, they're working on an extension for Tom, which
Mhm.
Tom's gonna take that discount,
It's like,
probably.
oh yeah, just give me $12 million. It's all good. Do you know who else? Like, he's got the supermodel wife who's got all that money, so he's like, I don't care about money. I'm playing for give me $10 million. These other quarterbacks are making like $45 million a year. Like, it's ridiculous. That's why Tom Brady's winning all these Super Bowls, because
That's true.
he doesn't take $45 million a year. He just takes, even when he was in New England, this is what he was doing.
People
Taking
wonder,
short deals.
like, how is he so successful at every team?
Oh,
Look at
why
that.
can't any other team win? Because you pay your quarterback a third of your entire budget. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. But hey, it is what it is.
But hey, man, yeah, Dak, man, he's going to be around for a while now. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think they said he's going to be like 30 or 30. He's like early 30s whenever the contract's up. So, I mean, like, he's still might have some ball in him whenever it's up. Maybe, who knows? He stays. He wants to go somewhere. Who knows? But,
Yeah,
man,
definitely.
I'd rather
You
have
got to
Dak.
deal with them now, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have him than if they let him go and they got Russ or somebody
Yeah.
in Dallas. I'd rather have Dak face Dak week in and week out, like twice a year. But man, who knows? I don't even know what this team's gonna look like.
I mean, maybe not, though. I think potentially Dak could be on the upswing where Russ, I mean, he's in his prime, but that's hard to say, especially with
Yeah,
Dak coming off an injury. That's hard to
That's-
say because Russ is so damn good. He's probably going to come out tearing it up like he did last year, you know?
and this is like the third week on Russ Watch, and each week it looks more bleak. It seems like it seems like the Seahawks and Russell Wilson are destined to part ways. Like
Yeah.
like who knows, man? Who knows what's gonna happen now? Like that was kind of out of nowhere. So now we were already expecting Deshaun Watson. So it's like, what happens if Russ gets traded?
I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think, like,
I don't
as
think-
much as we were talking about it, I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Why
Apparently,
would they do that?
rumors say that the Bears are like all in on Russ if they can. So I mean, I don't know. I
If
mean,
the
that's what you
Seahawks
hear.
get an offer they can't refuse. That's the only way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
You offer like 5 first rounders or something and
Yeah.
a player.
And like Khalil Mack or some shit.
Shit, you'd be a fool not to take it.
All
We'll
right,
keep
see you,
square.
Russ. See you, Russ. You know they're not going to be shit, right? They just gave us everything they got, but see ya. But that kind of like helps me transition to this next one. I have a story here about Marshawn being invested in a cannabis company.
Okay.
I was like, "Ooh, that's pretty interesting."
It's
Like
interesting.
he's saying, this is a quote from it. He's like, "It's just seeing like everything that I grew up, watching all my folks go to jail for it, being harassed, looked at as criminals, as bad people. All that shit is being legalized now, to where you're getting praised for getting into illegal shit now that's legal. It's like this is everything that I had to stay away from in my career." And he's just talking about how he wants to use it to raise up black communities and everything. It's
Yeah.
a local one.
It's awesome.
I'm just like, this is pretty cool. It's nice to see when, especially in that field, because there's so much potential in it. But it's besides the point. But it's just nice to see NFL players get involved with this, because it's an alternative to all this pain medication that they're being forced.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean, Marshawn's been doing his part too for years and years, especially in Oakland.
Mhm.
But I mean, I know he was invested in that fan football league too that's out right now that he was doing the commentary for and stuff.
Handing out turkeys.
Handing out turkeys.
Thanksgiving.
Dude, he's doing everything. Marshawn's everywhere.
I'm glad my son's got his jersey.
I should get like a beast mode hat or something.
Yeah.
I have here the Saints have released Jared Cook, tight end, and
Ooh, I
tight
didn't
end
see that.
Josh Hill. Cook move is procedural. He was scheduled to be a free agent at the start of the New Year League anyway, so they're just like, peace. So he'll be out there. I mean, look at the tight ends that could be out there. You got Kyle Rudolph. You got Jared Cook. Zach Ertz is definitely probably is on his way
I saw
out.
something about Hunter Henry even being potentially available.
Yeah, he is.
He's a free agent as well?
Yeah, I have that here somewhere as well. I'll have to find
That's
that.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can we actually get one, please?
Yeah. I actually saw that news broke today, I think. And then I think Rappaport posted it. Like, it was like he tweeted it. And then there was a reply by, like, I think it was Schefter or something. And it was a picture of, like, after the Patriots played the Chargers. And you see Bill Belichick with his arm around Hunter Henry, bro. And it's like, it's going to happen.
That's good news. I did not know about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Giants
Hey.
wide receiver Golden Tate. You out of here. So
Cut.
he's gone. Cut. You out of here.
Cap casualty.
Cap casualty. Another one.
I got a cap casualty for you.
Who you got?
Malcolm Butler.
I
Cornerback
saw
for
that.
the Titans.
too. That another Patriots reunion. I smell. Kyle Van
I
Noy,
know.
Malcolm Butler.
We're
bring it
trying
back.
to rebuild the past. I
Rob
hate when
Gronkowski's a free agent too. Maybe you can get Rob Gronk back.
Look, I've been on this boat before whenever the Lakers had Steve Nash and Kobe and like all these Dwight Howard. No, I'm good. No. I want to build for the future. If we don't get Jimmy G, we need to get a rookie quarterback, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. I have another cap casualty. The Lions released cornerback Desmond Trufant.
Oh, I saw that. I saw gone.
I do have a bunch of cap casualties here somewhere.
Okay, go ahead and rattle them off because I don't have no more. I just got one more thing of NFL news.
Things here. I also do have another Ravens proposal. Speaking of the Ravens, the Ravens.
Rule change.
Yeah. Not a rule change, but the Ravens have submitted a proposal to add a sky judge to games. Stationed in the press box, the sky judge would have access to all video angles and would help overturn any clear and obvious errors. The proposal has had support from coaches in the past.
Hey, I think it's a good idea.
I am all for it, man. That way, there's no questionable calls at the end of these games.
You don't get any of these Saints situations, where they're all like crying and trying to get the rule changed and suing and all this, and just you don't get that situation at all if you just handle business, have a sky judge, you're like, hey, you're wrong. Refs,
You're wrong.
Okay? Call it down real quick. You're wrong. We done watched it 80 times from 50 angles already. Just change it. Like I don't see why it's that hard in the first place. Like this should already be right. This should already be something that they already were doing.
Yeah, especially like in playoffs,
Yeah, man, definitely.
Like if you don't do it in the season, do it in the playoffs. Like, come on.
Right.
Cap casualty. Raiders are releasing Richie Incognito.
Hey, I saw that. That was a couple days ago. I was like, damn. I don't know. He's getting pretty old. I don't know if he'll end up signing anywhere else, but we'll see. See if he's got anything left. I know he's got injuries he's been dealing with.
Yeah. No, I have some more here somewhere.
I got
Cap-
one more
Oh,
here. Oh, you
go
got
ahead.
more cap
Cap
casualties?
casualty. Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, you
This
don't?
is the cap casualty.
Okay.
No,
This
I want to continue with the cap
Seahawks
casualties.
released Carlos Dunlap.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's out of here.
He's getting up there too. So, oh man, I have an eerie feeling of like the Patriots signing a bunch of vets for like cheap, and like making a run. Bill's trying to get back at Tom or some shit. But oh god,
This could be kind of a cap casualty, but this has your boys. Patriots are not expected to franchise tag
Joe.
OG Joe Thuney.
Yep.
That's a dude who I know that like the Eagles have looked at before. I don't know if they're necessarily going to go get him, but that's a dude that like he's still super talented, man. I know he's going to want some dough.
Tagged
though.
him last year.
Yeah.
So I know he's worth, but like we didn't want to probably pay him because he's been around, you know. So
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't, because I would love to have him back on the team. But they did re-sign Trent Brown as well. But like I said, we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Linebacker Bud Dupree is not going to be franchise tag. He's going to be a free agent. So Pittsburgh's pretty much like, hey, you can go if you want.
Like, I mean, there's the door.
Was franchise tagged by the Bucks, so he's not going
Who?
anywhere. Chris Godwin.
Oh, okay.
So Bruce Arians was serious when he said, "Your ass ain't going anywhere." He's like,
Right, and we all thought that meant he was getting paid. I mean, he did get paid, but they're like,
Yeah.
nah, you have no choice.
Cap casualty. Lions have informed wide receiver Kenny Galladay that they will not franchise tag him, and he will be a free agent.
Damn, he's probably the best free agent on the market.
Here's another one.
Wide receiver.
Oh yeah, wide receiver. Packers are not going to franchise tag Aaron Jones, and he will be a
Not.
free agent. They're not going to franchise tag him.
I thought I just saw a report the other day saying they were going to franchise tag him.
No, it's looking like they are not,
He's
and he
gonna
will be a free agent, which is pretty crazy.
That's
and
crazy.
also
We gotta hold on
Carson-
that for a second.
Hunter Henry that he's not going to be tagged, and he will be a free
Hold
agent.
up.
That's
Aaron
back to Hunter
Jones
Henry.
is a free agent.
He will be.
He's gonna be probably the highest like bidder as far as like.
Probably.
I mean,
That's-
besides one of these quarterbacks, obviously.
Yeah. What if like
That's crazy.
think of some teams that could need him? Like, what if the Steelers scooped him? Like, cause get rid of what's his name?
That'd be perfect. Or a team like the Ravens. Like I know they got a good backfield back there, but like Mark
Yeah.
Ingram I think is gone, right?
Yeah, they released him at the end of the season.
So they got Gus Edwards and the young bull from Ohio State, J.K. Dobbins,
And Lamar Jackson.
and Lamar Jackson. They can lead the league in rushing.
Another running back, Seahawks informed Chris Carson they're not going to franchise tag him, so he'll be a free agent as well. That's another like kind of bigger name that can do some damage. Seahawks also won't franchise tag standout cornerback Shaquille Griffin. He will be a free agent. But he's been one of the top players for them on defense. Bears franchise tag Allen Robinson. He's going to be around. Rumors are saying that he could be a franchise. They're going to tag him and trade him. That could be the rumor.
Oh,
Like that's the rumor that's going around, and he most likely could be traded.
hey, in Madden, in my season, he was on my team a couple years down the line. He's a monster. So I would love to see him on the Patriots. Just
He's
saying.
Underrated, man. I mean, if you look at his
Huh?
stats, they're amazing. I think he's
I
underrated.
know. And he's local, Penn State. So
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm a Buckeyes fan, but that's still local because we're in Pennsylvania here. So
Yeah, the Aaron Jones. Let me see here.
got more cap casualties.
I think so. Cardinals linebacker Hassan Reddick. He's not going to be tagged either. He's going to be a free agent. He had a
Gone.
team 12 and a half sacks and 16 quarterback hits last season. It's nothing to shake your head about.
Damn.
Vikings released kicker Dan Bailey. who's pretty much like a legend in the game, bro. Like he's been around for.
Right.
So
Same with Rudolph though. So they're
Yeah.
starting fresh.
Exactly. Eagles released Trayvon Hester and Blake Countess, who are just like, they've played because of people getting hurt, but they're not like
Right.
amazing players. Three-time Pro Bowl O-line Kyle Long said he's going to return to the NFL.
What?
Yeah. And it's
Why?
probably not Bears. He's probably going to want to go to a contender and, try to win a Super Bowl.
That's so random. I mean, I guess he just saw Tom or Gronk do it last year, so it's probably not that random. He's probably gonna just go to the Bucks.
I can go to the Bucks or the Chiefs or something and get a Super Bowl.
Get a fucking Super Bowl, because Tom Brady's wins the goddamn Super Bowl next
year. Bucks agree to a 2-year, $25 million extension for linebacker Levante David, so he's gonna be around $25 million.
Showing up that defense. They got a lot of pieces that are their potential free agents on that defensive front there, so like they have to do something.
Yeah. Patriots traded
Godwin.
5th round pick to the Raiders for Trent Brown. Got your boy Trent Brown back. He got paid somewhere else. Now you bring him back.
1 year, $11 million. That's how Bill Belichick does. He's like, go ahead, take the year off. It's COVID season anyway. Like he had a weird feeling. He's like, don't worry about it. We'll get you back next year. We got all the opt-outs coming back.
Do you have any other NFL news?
Just one more.
Okay, go ahead, man.
Did you see the Bengals' New Jerseys got leaked?
I did. What do you think about them?
I like the orange ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the blue ones.
It reminds me of the Bears.
They look like the Broncos to me.
Or the Broncos, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it just looks like, or the Bears. It's like, that 9 upside down looks like a 6 and reminds me of Jay Cutler jersey. That's all I see when I look at this is Jay Cutler jersey.
I did think it was
it's a 9 even.
Choice.
I'm like,
they should have stuck with like the black and
hopefully
orange.
This picture is like washed. I was even thinking about that. Maybe this picture just is like kind of fucked and it is actually black, like jet black, but we can't tell because it looks blue. Because if it's all black and they have orange and black, those would be really nice, especially like black pants or something. But if that's blue, like navy blue, they fucked up. That's all the NFL news I had. What you got?
Okay, I do have a couple more things here. Saints are looking into long-term extensions for star cornerback Marshawn Lattimore and
of course,
offensive tackle Ryan Ramczyk.
Mm-hmm. Lattimore is a piece there. It's going to be sticking around there.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to build around him.
A lot of talk going around Ryan Fitzpatrick lately. Is he retiring? Is he not retiring? Is he retiring? Who knows? Well, apparently
he's joining the Patriots.
He's not going to retire. He is saying that he's looking forward to playing in 2021, and he's still narrowing down choices where to go.
Mm-hmm.
Broncos.
I mean, anywhere he goes, it's going to be a nice backup, and if the quarterback gets hurt, he's going to come in with energy. It's going to be great. I hope he doesn't get hurt himself, but
yeah,
everybody wants to see Ryan Fitzpatrick doing well.
Take him to the Patriots. I think it would be awesome working with Belichick.
Quarterback competition like him, Alex Smith, Cam Newton, and Jimmy G. And training camp, like whoever wins this, and Stidham's just cut.
Stidham, yeah. Sorry, Jared, you're out. Broncos cornerback AJ Boye is visiting the Raiders after he was cut. He's suspended for the first 2 games of next season from last season.
Mm-hmm.
But he might be going to the Raiders. Who knows what's going on with them Raiders, man? They're like dropping all their, like pretty much all the guys they got from the Khalil Mack trade are gone now.
Yeah. John Gruden being John Gruden, bro. He's trying to lose his job. He's like, what, a couple years in, he's like, man, fuck this. I was wrong. I retired for a reason.
Yeah, man. But that's pretty much all of the NFL news I have as of right now. I do have some stuff to talk about during the bias bubble and everything. I do have a couple Patriots things as well.
I got a good amount of Patriots things here to get to, but I wanted to save those for a little bit later there.
Yeah, same here with Eagles stuff. I did have a thing of NFL.com's best free agent landing spots. I think I sent to you before. They had Marvin Jones
Okay.
going to the Ravens, Allen Robinson going
Mm,
to the Colts. Like if they
that's
sign,
what they need. They need a Marvin Jones, like a type of receiver out there with Hollywood Brown.
yeah,
That's what they need, man.
Ravens
That would be
need
nice.
a number one receiver. They really do.
Mhm.
Just like I mean the Colts. I mean if they got Allen Robinson, dude, and Carson Wentz started slinging it, like man, them Colts could be even more deadly.
And number 11, Michael Pittman.
Yeah, but Pittman, he's gonna give up that
The,
11 jersey. Watch.
the real number 11.
Aaron Jones, they have going to the Dolphins, which he's been linked to a couple weeks ago. So I mean that would just boost an already good Dolphins team.
And they get Deshaun Watson.
Oh man, look out! That
Man.
imagine that fight between the Dolphins and the Bills for that like
Dark days.
dark
Dark,
days.
dark days ahead.
Sure.
That's all I can think about right now.
You have Ryan Fitzpatrick going to the Patriots.
Okay.
Juju Smith-Schuster going to the Jets. Chris Carson to the Steelers. Alex Smith to Chicago.
Juju to the Jets.
Juju
That sounds like something he would deserve.
his karma. Dancing on
His
logo
karma.
go to the Jets.
Go to the Jets.
And then they have Curtis Samuel going to the Titans, and he played for the Panthers.
Okay. See, that would be a nice one too. Because you got Derrick Henry just distracting. Next thing you know, you got Samuel out here on a slant. Boom. Just, man.
The
sounds
last
nice.
thing I have here is just a look of notable free agent QBs this year. I had to scratch DAK off now. But Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Alex Smith, Tyrod Taylor, Andy Dalton, Mitchell Trubisky, and Jacoby Brissett. So all those guys are still out there possibly looking for new homes. Maybe they could stay where they're at. Who knows?
See what
They're not.
happens, man.
I don't know if any of them are really like amazing starting material, but maybe possibly could if they have upside depending on what system they're in. Like I'm
Right.
sure Jacoby could possibly be a starter. You just got to actually build around him and like commit to him.
We'll see what happens in the draft as well. There's a lot of quarterbacks in the draft.
Yeah, so I mean, some of these guys could get just thrown by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Like
all I have.
Cam.
Yeah, like Cam. Like who knows
That's
what's gonna
why I-
happen with?
Where the shit?
Who knows
Still
what's gonna
support
happen?
Cam.
With,
I would
but
love to
that's-
see him on the team, man. That's just how I feel.
I mean, that's actually some of the news I have for the Patriots is that let me find it here. According to the Pats Now out of Boston, Massachusetts, the Patriots are most likely to stick with QB Cam Newton this year rather than dipping into the QB free agency pool.
I would love that. Stick with Cam, draft a quarterback. That's
I
exactly
I
what
don't
they-
see any fault in that. Even if you scoop Cam and then bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick as the backup or something, bro.
Get rid of Stidham because Stidham ain't the answer.
It's not him. It's gonna be the third. Or else you just draft somebody else and drop Stidham. He'll go to like
Get rid of
Arizona,
him.
Jacksonville or something.
Get out of here.
Yeah, out of here.
I would probably rather have Josh Rosen over Stidham right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't even know where
Get
he's
him out
at.
of here.
bro.
I think he's in
He
Miami,
was
so
Bucks, or last time I saw, like he
or maybe
signed
he's, I don't know
with
where the hell he is.
Bucks.
Bucks. Of course.
In that he was like during the
If he
season
got a
last
Super
on
Bowl.
the practice squad. I
If
don't know
he
if he
had a
was
Super
there
Bowl.
whenever they went to the Super Bowl. But yeah, that's all the NFL news I have to talk about as of right now. I have more for the bias bubble because there's a lot of Philly news
Same.
this week as well. But we got a lot of NBA stuff to talk about. All-Star Weekend happened.
Fun.
A
got
lot, a
time.
little more trade news and like signings happen.
hmm
So I know you probably have your hot and not list. We can kind of kick off.
I do. We could start off with that here. I didn't have that prepared. That was on the next page. This is going into the All-Star break because I think maybe they played a couple games since our last one, since we last recorded, but it's been mostly
Yeah.
off time
No, they're
because of
not
the
playing
break here.
right now. They're
But going into it, I had Denver and Boston at number 1 here. They were both on a 4-game streak, and they were both 6-4 over the last 10. And Phoenix on a 4-game, they were 8-2 over the last 10, so they've been pretty hot. Same with Dallas at 8-2 on a 3-game winning streak, and then Portland on a 3-game winning streak at 6-4. And then honorable mention here, I had Washington, Miami, and New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have been 7-3 over the last 10. All three of those teams, Washington included, so they're bouncing back. And Miami, all 3 of these teams were slumping early and bouncing back. And then Brooklyn, 9-1 over the last, but they're only on a 2-game winning streak. But I had to put them on there too.
They're about to take that top spot from the Sixers.
They're getting better and better every week, and it's crazy. I'm just like, God damn. Kevin Durant's not even back yet. And these motherfuckers. Where were they last week? Yeah, last week they were on a 9-1, so they're still rolling.
Yeah, they're still 9-1.
On the not list, everybody's favorite team, the Houston Rockets. Since the last time, they haven't won a game.
Oh my gosh, 13. They have 13 straight losses.
They have 13 straight. They've been on this list every week since episode 29.
Oh my gosh.
13-game losing streak, 0-10. And then you got Minnesota, who's also on this list quite often, out a 9-game losing streak at 1-9 over the last 10. Orlando, 5 straight losses, 4-6. And then Golden State is actually on this at 3 straight going into the break there. They're 5-5 over the last 10.
Yeah.
And then I had an honorable mention there of Sacramento, who has a lot of time on this list as well. And they're 2-8 over the last 10, even though they don't have an extended losing streak right now. But so they can prove me wrong, they're going to stay on this list as well. That's all I have for that.
Jeez, man. Yeah, I mean, especially like teams like Miami and the Knicks, especially Miami, because like when starting through the first couple weeks of the season, they looked so bad. They were like on the bottom of the league, and now, I mean, they're up to the 6th seed. They're at 500 right now. I mean, a little bit of controversy as of today. They lost a player now. A little bit of controversy today.
A little bit
surrounding Myers Leonard's.
So what happened to him? Did he get suspended?
Apparently not only was his gaming sponsorship canceled, it was pulled from him. But he's indefinitely away from the team.
Oh shit!
So he's not even allowed to
know he had a
team activities. He's not allowed to do anything related to.
They're probably just trying to figure out whether or not they should cut him at this point. Like, see what happens as far as like blowback from what he was saying.
I mean, he got like while he was playing Call of Duty, he was streaming. He ended up saying, some wild stuff that you shouldn't be saying.
Stuff that you would picture some random kid that you're playing Call of Duty with saying while you're playing Call of Duty. This NBA player saying it. So it's a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah. So I mean, he's going to be out of here. So in other news, teams such as the Lakers, Nets, Bucks, and Heat all have expressed interest in PJ Tucker from Houston.
I got a couple here as well.
Boston Celtics have shown trade interest in Jeremy Grant, who's been balling. Chicago Bulls have expressed interest in Andre Drummond. So I mean, so have the Nets, and so have the Lakers. I know the Lakers really have their eye on him right now, as well. I wonder
why a move hasn't been made yet. Maybe it's just like the All-Star break or like what? But
I don't know. Because I also heard things about a buyout. Because the Lakers knew they're banking on a buyout, so you guys can scoop them.
So we could scoop them real cheap.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think maybe they're just drawing out to see what they can get for him in a trade. Well, I mean, he's been balling this year, so I mean, I'm sure they can get something for him, but who knows?
Yeah, he's definitely. I mean, what was Blake's buyout? I saw something about 50-some million. I don't know if that was like what he like, but it was just ridiculous.
He ended up paying like 15 or 20 mil in, I think, to get out. Like, so that's for the buyout.
Because I think it was something like there was still 59 million on the contract, so like they had to come to agreement on the buyout number, and like that's crazy.
Ended up paying mil towards it.
Damn. Imagine having like $19 million to buy your way out of your contract. Just like, here's $19 million. I don't work for you anymore. Like, that's weird. But
the news that everybody knows, Blake Griffin with the buyout went to the Brooklyn Nets. So now the Nets are even fucking stronger now. So I mean, it's like,
chip,
yeah,
this is all for naught, and I'm
It's
just
all-
gonna be like, even if the Lakers don't win, because
The
they won
Lakers with
last
their-
year.
the great team with depth also just even though they're probably
Getting
the
beat
ones
by
that
the
won it.
Jazz.
And
We're gonna get beat by the Jazz in the playoffs. Just like, as long as the Nets don't win,
And-
that's fine.
Speaking of the Jazz, I feel like they're getting so disrespected.
They are, man.
They've been the most disrespected team in the league, even though they're the best team in the league as of right now.
They're hands down the best team in the league, and everybody's shitting on them. And I don't understand it. I've never seen anything like it. Even LeBron was shitting on them on live TV.
They were picked that like Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell picked last in the All-Star pick'em by KD and Braun.
And then LeBron's talking about, you don't ever pick Utah when you play with your friends, like, or some shit like that.
Nobody ever picks the Jazz, even back in the day.
That's
like,
fucked
damn.
up.
That is fucked up. They and like the Sixers fans and Sixers were shitting on them after they ended up beating them.
Yeah.
It was a close game.
They're on a 2-game losing streak, though, going
Yeah.
into that All-Star break.
It got in their head. In their head. Speaking of, we were talking about the Rockets a little bit ago. The Golden State Warriors have reportedly have interest in trading for Victor Oladipo, which,
Yep, that's
man,
the one I had here. I saw that as well.
that could be
That could be an answer. Then that,
answer.
say, even if they don't accomplish nothing this year, they start to gel and then get Clay back next year and add that piece into the mix, man.
Nice, man. What do you have?
I just got one more rumor here. I got Kevin
Okay.
Love's been connected to Dallas recently.
really?
Yeah. So I don't know if that involves Porzingis or what, but I saw they were talking about him
Yeah,
potentially being down there.
There's
with
rumors about them possibly getting rid of Porzingis.
hmm Even though they just got him not too long. Like, what do you mean you're just gonna?
Yeah, like I think like 2 years ago or a year ago. Speaking of, let me see here. The Heat, Spurs, Celtics, and Hornets all have trade interest in Nikola Vucevic from
Ooh,
Orlando.
Magic, yeah.
So I mean,
He's
he's
like one of the best players in the league, man.
He's
He's
very-
underrated.
yeah, you don't hear much about him. But I mean, if he goes to the Heat, Spurs, Celtics, or Hornets, that greatly improves all the teams. I mean, even the Hornets, they're on the upswing. But I mean, if he goes to the Heat, who are already on like starting to find their rhythm, man.
I hope he goes to the Hornets. I hope where the Hornets are sitting right now, they're in the 7th seed,
Yeah.
matching up with Brooklyn, the first round.
Man,
I would love nothing
make
more to
playoffs.
see
I just do not want him to play the Nets in the first round. Please no.
who the Hornets.
No, the Bulls, if they end up swooping
Oh.
into the playoffs, I do not want them to play the Nets.
Yeah, but think about it. You either got the Sixers, the Nets, or the Bucks. Now you have 3 teams at the top of the East that are problems. Used to
Yeah.
just be 2.
That's true. They're all going to demolish the Bulls, no matter who.
My
would-
Lakers falling down to the 3 seed on a 2-game losing streak going into the. I know you're like 3 seed. What the
Who
fuck?
seed? No, but I'm saying you guys were holding that 1 for quite a while, and you slipped down to the 3
Mhm.
now.
3.5 games back with a 1. Phoenix has jumped us. Phoenix is in
Yeah.
2nd.
Didn't they have the first for a little bit, and then like they've been kind of going back and forth with the Clippers or the Jazz?
They might have because they're on a 4-game winning streak, but as of right now, they're sitting here in 2nd place with Clippers
Okay.
at 4th.
Got it.
Clippers are right on our ass.
Warriors reportedly have interest in the Bulls' Otto Porter Jr., which I am gladly. I will take
Yeah.
whatever for Otto Porter. I mean, I like Otto, but I feel like his
Right.
contract is just too big for the player that he is right now. He's taking up a lot of cap
Yeah.
space on the Chicago roster. So I mean, I'm cool. I just don't know what we would get back for him from the Warriors, which I don't really know what they have to offer for us, unless with like
Yeah,
who knows, unless they're just giving us picks at that point.
that's a weird one to me.
But that's all the NBA news that I have. Other than the All-Star game here, we talk about the All-Star game.
I
Oh,
got
you
some more here.
Okay.
As far as, did you see that Adam Silver was talking about the logo and that he's not comfortable right now changing the logo and he doesn't think this is the right time, even though Kyrie Irving was talking about he tweeted the picture of Kobe as the logo and talked about his time. So no logo
I didn't see
change.
that Adam Silver talked about it though.
Adam Silver addressed it. He didn't really directly address Kyrie Irving, but he said it's not really appropriate time to change the logo and kind of like a PR answer type of thing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about Top Shot.
NBA Top Shot.
NBA Top Shot.
I just found out about this a week ago, and I'm glad you found out about it literally a couple days after I found out about it.
I don't think we've talked about it yet on this podcast.
No, we haven't. We only briefly talked about it through chat.
It's very intriguing. I don't know what to quite make of it quite yet, but whenever I see this random ass shit being sold for $200,000, my eyebrows raise. I'm what do you mean? And apparently they have these packs where you can buy it for $99 and it's like opening Pokemon cards or some shit.
It's like virtual playing cards, except they're actual plays made by players.
It's it's a Vancouver-based blockchain company, okay, and it's backed by the NBA, so it's even got legitimacy behind it.
Yeah,
and you
I didn't dive that deep. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it allows users to procure a collection of digital basketball highlights and then show off that collection to others. And they're referred to as moments. Actual money must be spent in some way to purchase digital packs containing random moments.
Yeah,
and it's wild to me. There's
it's like playing the stock market with the NBA.
Right, and there's ones like LaMelo Ball ones that have shot up in value, and certain players that were cheap at the beginning of the season, and so it's got its stock market-esque feeling.
That's where you really gotta take a look at the rookies coming into the NBA and buy a couple decent rookies that you think could be great, and then just hold on to them.
Exactly. Imagine you had a Giannis a couple years ago.
That's like playing cards. But with playing cards, you have to wait a lot longer. I feel to have the value, for playing cards. This, I feel like the value jumps on them pretty greatly.
As of March 2nd, the site has 88,000 buyers, okay, and over $278 million in sales as of March 2nd, and that was days ago. So imagine that to be maybe 300 million by now. Yeah. But it's ridiculous to me. I don't understand. I'm trying to understand Bitcoin and
You know how long it's been around?
No. Let me see.
I literally just heard about it within the past couple of weeks. I didn't know if it's been around for a while and it just didn't really gain any steam until now, or what? That's pretty crazy.
I'm not 100% sure. It looks like it's been around since at least January.
It is pretty cool. It's virtual playing cards. You get just get one play or something. I looked into it. I was looking at the Braun ones are outrageous. You spend on Braun.
That's the one that sold for 200,000. One of LeBron doing something crazy, and I'm thinking where are these Michael Jordan ones?
Oh my god!
What are they going to be fucking selling?
Oh my god!
I'm just thinking that had nobody pulled any old school players yet, or did they not put old school? Imagine
Zion ones that are $500. It's
I'm just thinking about if LeBron going down and dunking and it's 2021, and that one's $200,000. Imagine a Michael Jordan from the free throw line. That's gonna sell for $10 million. With his it's just gonna be $10 million. So
Michael Jordan wearing the one game that he wore number 12 or whatever it has one
game. That's the weird shit. I'm telling you, I didn't get to talk about this on the podcast last week, but I actually found these old Kobe cards. Kobe rookie cards. Every single one of these cards is a number 8 Kobe jersey on it, and I looked a couple of them up. The most Expensive one was somewhere around like $4,500, and I'm just like, damn. But that's like mid condition 10. I would have to get these all like graded and stuff, but like
stuff.
it looks like there's a couple cards worth a good amount of money here, and I just found them in a drawer in a box that has been like, it's a plastic box, so it's been sealed off from any oxygen. It's just been chilling for no dust. Like
Cards,
it's been chilling for at least 10 years.
They were when they were put in there.
Exactly, and it's on a sleeve, so all of them are in like great condition. And I'm like, oh my, I want to show you guys so bad, but
That's
like,
awesome,
I'm
dude.
just like, I'm gonna hang on to them. I'm a hold diamond hands.
Hold the line.
I'm a hold, man. Imagine how much them things are gonna be
Imagine
worth.
like while like collecting these top shots and like watching NBA and some like crazy shit happens. You're like, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that moment. Like you see like LeBron like do like a crazy 3 to win the game or whatever. You're like, I'm gonna buy that shit. They need to upload that play or whatever. And it's like starts at like $2,000 or so, and just for that one shot.
Apparently there's a queue for like a line to even buy the packs. Like they don't put out like just unlimited packs. Like say there was like 1,000 packs that
Because
they're gonna sell today.
There's no like duplicates. They're all original. Like what you get that one moment and that's it.
Right, and like there's lines with like 200,000 people in line for the 1,000 packs. You know? So
that's
it's
the
like
difference between this and like the playing cards. Where playing cards is you can have duplicates of all these cards somewhere, but like these you only get the one play. That's it happened once.
Well,
you get it.
there is numbers though. Like there's like
there are like
like commons will be numbered from like 1 to 15,000. So the higher the number, the more rare it is.
But it
like,
is still like limited though.
A platinum or diamond or whatever their rare cards are called, because I don't really know too much here.
So then you're going into like 2K route where you have like where you play my team.
Well, when you think about how much money microtransactions have made over the last decade, this doesn't surprise me at all. You know, but like, listen to this. There's common, which have over 1,000 digital copies. Rare, which are 150 to 999 digital copies. Okay. Legendary, which are 25 to 99 digital copies. Platinum, which are 3 digital copies, and then there's something called a Genesis Ultimate, which is 1. So that's the one that like only Jordan. One of those. That's the Michael Jordan from the free throw line that's gonna sell.
Every Michael Jordan one is like the Genesis shit that like you only pay in top dollar for.
Right. But so that's the thing. So there isn't necessarily unlimited versions, but there is a good amount of like common ones out here. It doesn't say that it's unlimited. It just says common, which are moments that can have over 1,000. It doesn't say up to, but the rest of them have a straight up to number.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get way off track. We talked a lot about Top Shot there. But I just wanted to bring that up because
I mean that's pretty new to me. So I mean I've been keeping an eye on it. Maybe try to scoop one of them here and every now and then.
Buy one of them.
Some extra cash sitting around.
Yeah. Like say I make somebody in the stock market or something, like we take that out. Don't even know the stock market.
For the top stock moment.
Anyway.
Oh,
what you got?
No, I was just gonna say that we could talk about the All-Star game because that happened.
Well, I got one more piece of news here before that. The Hall of Fame finalists got announced. And
today.
There was a couple big names on that. Just real quick, some people from our era that we grew up watching these players: Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh, Chris Webber, Michael Cooper, Lauren Jackson. I think that's at WNBA, and then Ben Wallace, man, Pistons. I just remember that, like, they just were our generation's bad boy Pistons with Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace and all that. Like, but
then you got the
Truth. Cool to see the Truth, Paul Pierce, Chris Bosh, Chris Webber. Like, man, that's a nice class there. And then we got Michael Cooper, Los Angeles Lakers, man, 12 seasons with us. So he got 5 chips. 5 chips. Definitely Hall of Famer.
5 chips. Damn. That's crazy. That is a pretty good, solid class there going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah. That's all the NBA news besides the All-Star game, because I got some All-Star stuff, but I'm sure we got the same stuff.
Yeah. I mean, before we cover what happened in the All-Star, of course, the news was Devin Booker had an injury and Mike Conley replaced him.
Yep.
In the All-Star game.
Both competitions.
Yeah, in both competitions. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons couldn't participate because they were in close contact with a barber that had COVID. So they couldn't play. I guess they're going to be playing whenever the games start up again for the Sixers, though, because they've been cleared. But unfortunately, in that game, they weren't able to. Zion replaced Joel Embiid as a starter on Team Durant. And, I mean, what an all-star game. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I definitely was watching bits and pieces. But, man. Steph Curry, Giannis, like, everybody, Dame, everybody went off. Like, it was an all-star game, man. It was a good all-star.
Like, we were talking shit on the fact that they were even having it. It was great to see that type of energy.
But, it was cool to see.
But Steph shooting and then turning around and like not watching it, like that's the type of like iconic moments that we just remember throughout the years, even if it's such a exhibition game, you know.
Yeah, and it was cool to see
cool things like that.
Steph and Braun on the same team.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, man. I'm watching. I'm like, this is cool. And I saw one picture I think Bleacher Report put out with it was LeBron and Steph both in Warriors jerseys, and then it was LeBron and Steph both in Lakers jerseys, and it was like, imagine if they ever played together. And I'm like, I wouldn't be mad. I would be like, that'd be some cool shit, man. Even if LeBron went to Golden State, like, go ahead, like, let me see what you guys can accomplish, because they fought for 4 years. 4 straight, you gotta realize, 4 straight years they went head to head in the finals. That would be so cool to see them.
I think it was Braun where, I don't know if it was his quote, but I just saw it somewhere. It was like the media built up like they hated each other or something for like this whole. But they cool as shit. Like they cool with each other, friends. And it's like,
and that's part of today's NBA. But like as far as like everybody's cool with everybody, which is kind of bad, but it's also like great.
Yeah, I mean I've talked about that before, but I mean I think the media, they're trying to force it to happen to be like the old days. We're
Dame
like, come
versus
on.
Russ.
They're like, fight, come on.
Dame, fight.
Alex,
speaking of Dame, hit that game winner. Like, are we surprised? Apparently, you can see Steph in the background, like as Dame's dribbling the ball up. Steph's just like, bye. Like, you know what I mean? Like before he even gets to half court and takes a shot, Steph's just like,
see ya.
And Dame just pulls up and sinks it. And it's over. And just that's another cool moment. I think you always remember type of shit, you know. Yeah. But Team LeBron 4-0 in the All-Star game.
Giannis was All-Star MVP and he didn't miss a shot. I think he went he had 35 points and went 16 for 16 or something. Outrageous. It's never been done in an All-Star game either. Like,
wow, really?
I saw
the Kobe
about
Bryant
that.
All-Star
Kobe
MVP.
Bryant, All-Star MVP, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But Curry, we can get to like some of the
and he like that 3-point contest, dude.
You gotta give respect to Mike Conley for subbing in and playing both competitions and getting second place in this. You know, losing by 1.
Zach didn't get it, but it was cool seeing him there and being in the 3-point competition. But I mean, man, and especially that last ball that Curry won it with, bro, just cold as ice. He knew it was going in.
He was just calm as fuck too. It's scary. I'm like, damn, that's what the NBA was missing last year. You know, that type of like shit. And it just sucks that we don't got the Splash Brothers around no more. We took them for granted.
We really did.
We were like, oh, fuck the Warriors.
Healthy next year to play.
Yeah. Clay needs to be healthy. He needs to stop talking shit on everybody else so his karma could be built up a little bit, though. Because I feel like some of the stuff he's bringing on himself. Yeah. But it was cool seeing Steph win that. That was his second one. Did you see, this is kind of twisted back to the game, Chris Paul and Mike Conley jumping for the second quarter. Like,
they were just like faking each other out.
Just like ridiculous, like the 2 shortest players on the court trying to jump for the ball. Like, the fuck.
Zach had LaVine had a couple cool plays. He had like a half-court alley-oop. From James Harden at one point, and then he had another one from James Harden where like they were running down together at like, I don't know how Zach made it, but like Harden like threw it up behind his back, and Zach just like he had so much hang time, bro. He like switched hands and
I
just
saw
threw it,
that
like
one.
up behind his back. I was like, holy shit, dude! Like it's wild.
The dude's one of the best dunkers in the game right now.
He needs to be in the dunk contest.
He's tired of it. He's like,
He's
nah,
like,
I already did that.
reclaim the title.
But we did have the young bull on Fernie Simmons. I can never pronounce his first name. He won the dunk contest. He did some nice dunks. I feel like I read a couple articles over this last couple days that are talking about All-Star Weekend that didn't even mention the dunk contest. Like, I shit you not, I because I'm scrolling through the thing, I got to the end of it and I realized they didn't say a damn word about it. They talked about skills competition.
Definitely wasn't as public as talked about this year as it normally is.
It makes me sad because I remember being younger watching those hype ass dunk contests. Like, even with
that was the
Dwight
main
Howard. Oh my god, that was the main attract. Like, more than the All-Star game usually. Like, at least to me, I love the dunk contest, and it's just nothing now. They only had 3 competitors, right? I know it was a COVID year, but the skills competition had 6 people in it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just want to stay healthy too. I'm sure they don't want to worry. They don't want to think about like possibly getting hurt doing dunks and shit.
Next year, I want to see LeBron versus
Levine
versus like
Aaron Gordon,
Victor Oladipo. Like, just get some dunkers in there, please. But anyway, that's pretty much everything I had for the All-Star game, other than Domantas Sabonis winning the skills competition.
Yes, he did.
Well deserved.
I did have just a little bit of news. I had one thing. It wasn't really much news, but TJ McConnell in the first half of the game before the All-Star game, the last game before the All-Star game, he had 9 steals in the first half.
In the first half, I saw that.
Most in NBA history.
I saw that. I was like, oh my god, because like I was listening to some radio show and they were talking about it and like how his assist total for the game, and halfway through the conversation, the one guy was like, yeah, he had 9 of them in the first half, and the other guy was like, what? Like, it was just like they're talking about it for like good 5 minutes.
First half is outrageous.
What do you have, like 10 or 12 or something, like, overall?
I think he ended up with like
he had
like
a triple double with it. That's what was so important about it. But he had a triple double with it. And he was like, he had 9 of them in the first half. He's like, what? Like, it just blew this guy's mind. It was so funny to me. I did have one more nugget about the All-Star game that I forgot. Chris Paul passed Magic Johnson for number 1 all-time with all-time assists in the All-Star game.
Oh, for real?
128. Yep, he has 1 more than him now.
That's
Magic
awesome.
Johnson had 127. LeBron is in 3rd. He's got 98, though. He's pretty far behind him.
Oh, shit.
But Chris Paul had like 14 in this game, so that was like But yeah.
I don't have any more NBA news.
NBA, me neither.
I do have one pretty big bit of hockey news that happened as of today.
Okay.
The past couple weeks, NBC said that they are getting rid of NBC Sports Network, and that they're not going to be really picking up NHL going forward. As of today, ESPN signed a 7-year deal with the NHL.
Oh, nice.
Part of the league's new U.S. media rights package. So the NHL will exclusively be on ESPN.
Yeah, they're waiting for that NFL deal to be announced too, and the salary caps and stuff. That's why there's kind of like not too much.
They said they had to push back to like the trade deadline a little bit because of the salary cap.
But that's crazy about the NHL. They have a new home on ESPN. That's good.
We're on ESPN before they went to NBC for a while. So now it's going back to ESPN. And I'm hoping ESPN can kind of like boost the NHL a little bit, give it a little bit more popularity, get like the ratings up a little bit.
Do some more cool outdoor games and stuff like that.
I think the issue with the NHL is just marketing, man. I feel like they just haven't marketed the league right. I feel like it could be a lot bigger than it is. But other than that, there really isn't too much to talk about in the NHL. I mean, since last week, just some games.
I did have a question for you. Do they have any information on their All-Star game?
I haven't seen anything on the All-Star game for the NHL as of right now, to be honest.
Like if they're even gonna do it, they probably will have a break regardless. But
Yeah, hold on one second. I did see something about the draft is going to go on as usual for the
okay,
NHL.
kind
And
of twisted back. I saw
that's in
the
July,
NBA.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, the NBA said next year they should go just fine as far as the schedule, like normal start and everything. That's what they're looking forward to.
Um,
But I wasn't sure if
Apparently it's
the
going to be hosted in Florida.
okay, so they are proceeding with it.
I don't know,
Okay.
man.
I mean, it is what it is.
I
I'm
really
just
haven't seen
curious.
anything about it. Maybe it's just because I'm not that huge in the I haven't seen been diving deep into the hockey world, but
Right.
I haven't seen anything on it here recently. Not much. The Flyers, man, they had a little bit of a slide. They ended up having a great comeback against the Penguins, lost the next 2 games, and then they went into a shootout tonight and they won. They came back from being down like 4-2,
Hey,
tied it, went into overtime, and then they won in a shootout. So I mean, Boston slid a little bit too.
no,
Penguins have jumped Boston and the East. The Islanders, though, they hold the number one spot. The East, man, that division has kind of been a little unpredictable as of right now. It looked like it was just going to be like the Bruins and the Flyers as the top 2 teams, and now it's just like it's anyone's game as of anyone's like division right now.
it's literally down to Buffalo. Like, even though I saw some weird stat, I don't know if it was about Buffalo. Hold up. It was like some team has not won a home game since 2018. One of these teams, I think it was Buffalo.
That doesn't surprise me.
But
So it has lost 8 straight games as of right now.
yeah, I see that.
It was that blew the lead tonight to Philly. Philly came back and beat them. I mean, the last 2 times that the Flyers have played them, they didn't allow them to score a goal. So I mean, Buffalo is just bad. They're overall just terrible.
God.
They're 6-14 on the season.
That's
Flyers
terrible.
13-7. Tampa Bay, man, Tampa Bay still in control of that Central Division, and you got Carolina, Florida. East, you got the Islanders and Washington and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh they've been climbing, man. Pittsburgh, they're on a 3-game win streak. The Islanders are on a 6-game win streak. I mean, the Islanders, they deserve that top spot. In the North, you got Toronto and Winnipeg. And in the West, you got the Golden Knights. I mean, who's been pretty much great ever since they became an
Since
NHL
they
team.
were born.
I mean, next year you got Seattle, the Seattle Kraken or whatever their name is coming in.
Oh,
They're
we got
going to
another
be
team coming in.
Yeah, Seattle's going to have a team next year.
Cool,
They get
cool. So
incorporated.
they're going to be another draft.
Yep, there's going to be another draft. But other than that, the biggest news is that they just signed that new 7-year deal with ESPN. So we'll be getting a lot of NHL there here soon on ESPN.
Cool.
Now, bias bubbles. I know you got a lot to talk about with your Patriots. I got a lot to talk about my Eagles.
What you got for the Eagles?
My Eagles. First off, I have something to do with the Eagles and the Patriots, which is interesting. I don't know if you remember old boy Kenyon Barner.
Oh yeah.
He played for the Eagles for a while, and I know he played for you guys. But Kenyon Barner is one of only 2 players to win a Super Bowl ring with 3 different teams.
Only 2.
Eagles, he's won one with the Patriots, and now he won one with the Buccaneers. And I didn't even know he was on the Buccaneers, bro.
I didn't know he was on the Bucs either, to be honest with you. That's crazy though. Good for him.
Right? After he left the Eagles, I knew he went to you guys for a minute, but I haven't heard about him since. Like, I just thought he just stopped playing.
Are you telling me, was he with us in 2019 or 2018 when we won against the Rams? So this dude, over the last 4 years, has won 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
He's just
That's
not even a huge contributor, just like, I'm just going to go over to this team. This team sounds right.
On 3 different teams, too. Like, that's going to have to be the crazy sports stat. Like, that's fucking weird.
He was returning punts for the Eagles at one point.
Wow.
For the Eagles, though, a lot of stuff has happened, man. Been a lot of strings being pulled, a lot of contracts being reworked. We restructured Brandon Graham's contract, so I mean he's here going forward still. We restructured Lane Johnson's contract, make some cap room. Jason Kelce is officially coming back for another season. He's not going to retire.
I saw that as well.
I'm really hype about. I love me some Jason Kelce.
I wasn't sure if that was going to happen or not, but then the news came out. I'm like, well,
yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
He said, from his words, he said that he didn't want to leave on that season. This season, he didn't want to leave on like a 4-12 season. He wants to go out on top. He wants to go out on his own terms, type of thing. Right. Let me see here. Jeffrey Lurie, this is the biggest news out of the week. The Eagles owner instructed the Eagles to build around Jalen Hurts this year and not to have a QB competition. And I am all for it. I am so glad that he said this, and it scares me because I feel like the reason this has been said is because he knew Howie was going to draft a quarterback at 6. He's like, no.
He's like, Howie, you son of a bitch. If you draft this, I'm telling the public this right now. So when you draft the quarterback, I can fire your ass immediately.
Immediately.
And have everybody just be like, yeah, makes it.
To be honest, since that has been said, I have felt a lot better about this team because
I'm telling you, man, Devontae Smith. I know you like the other bull.
I am fine with any of them. I'm down to 3 choices, and Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, and Kyle Pitts.
I hope he falls to you. No, man. Devontae Smith, because you got Goddard at least right now. Devontae Smith is like a Julio Jones to me. Like that kid, you need to draft him. You got an opportunity. If he even falls to you at 6. I hope he falls to you at 6. Sure. I'd rather see him with you than
I'm glad that hopefully we're going to be getting somebody to put around Jalen Hurts, you know. And I'm just happy knowing that like that's going to be our QB going forward this year, and that they don't have to focus on anything else other than getting this dude prepared for the season to come. Adam Shepard, as the dude, you know, and I mean, let me see here. I did have Jason Peters talked about Carson Wentz a little bit. Jason Peters and Brandon Graham and Jalen Hurts were all asked about Carson Wentz recently. It's pretty interesting. Jason Peters said he was just in Philadelphia. It's a hard city to play for. You got to bring it every year, or Philly will eat you up. Brandon Graham said Philly's a tough place to play, and so when things aren't going right, you know it was tough on him. So, I mean, they both are like, Philly is just like, they kind of turned on him. He couldn't take it. He wanted out type of thing. He just couldn't take the pressure.
He just got tired of it. It was like, I'm just trying to hit the reset button. And that's why Doug's probably chilling for the year.
Exactly. Eagles also restructured Darius Slay's contract. So apparently he's going to be around to at least 2022. So he's going to be like the next 2 years, which I'm glad about because he was great last year for us. I mean, Darius Slay's not a dude that's going to get you picks all the time. He's more of just he's going to stop the ball that's thrown his way. He's not necessarily going to pick it off.
Hey, that's all you need.
Exactly. I mean, he's a great cornerback. Jalen Hurts, when asked about Carson Wentz, he said he has not spoken to Wentz since the trade happened. And he said, I sent him my blessings. I hope he has a great remainder of his career. I think it's an opportunity for me. It shows the trust in what they think I can be as a player. I want to prove them right. And I mean, and like, dude, just seeing the kid's work ethic. I mean, even like Brandon Graham and all these other players that they talk to on the Eagles have nothing but great things to say about Hurts. They like praise his work ethic, say that he's a great leader. And like, to be honest, I think he's going to
Kyler Murray
as a great leader, man. I think he's going to be the dude that can like bring everybody together. Whereas with Carson, I didn't get the feeling that he had everybody on his side.
He didn't. And Jalen Hurts is going to be a man in the locker room. Like, he's going to be somebody that can relate with everybody on that team.
Exactly. You know? About that a little bit last week, where there was the report saying that Wentz just couldn't relate to everybody in the locker room like a Nick Foles could.
I'm telling you, man.
Like, Jalen Hurts, he already
has a cannon on him. If he has a cannon on him, then you're set. Like, that offense is going to be high scoring. It's going to look like the Cardinals. You know,
That's
you don't have Hopkins, but if you draft somebody like that, you know what I mean? But oh my god.
How drafting. I'm hoping Jeffrey Lurie can like, hey man, let Nick Sirianni do his thing or something. Let them pick who they want to throw on the team or whatever, you know.
Right.
The only other thing I have here for the Eagles, they've been receiving calls from multiple teams on the possibility of trading Zach Ertz, and a deal could be done here within coming days. So, I mean, they're expecting it to be done sooner rather than later, but it's pretty much happening. Zach Ertz is not going to be on this team. Dallas Goddard is going to be the dude going forward.
So we'll be reporting on that here soon. I don't know where.
Speaking of Dallas Goddard, apparently the Eagles are looking to reward Dallas Goddard this offseason track extension. So, like, get rid of Zach Ertz and then boom, you sign a Dallas Goddard to like a 3-year extension or something. Which I am all for, man. I love Dallas Goddard. I mean, he's a great player.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's an age thing.
Yeah. I mean, we just didn't. Ertz has definitely declined a little bit since the Super Bowl, and I mean, it sucks. I liked having him on the team for all these years. He's definitely gonna be a part of Philly, but you know what it is, it's a business. I like Carson too, but not on the Eagles anymore. It's Hurts'
I like
time.
Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, exactly. Younger looking Eagles team, and I'm excited for it. I think they're gonna be better than 4-12 this year, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But that's all the news I have on the Eagles front. Bulls, they haven't really played a game. Zach LaVine did pretty well in the All-Star game.
Right. Since the last time we talked.
Yeah. Pretty interesting stat here. Longest 20-point streaks of this season currently. Zach LaVine leads with 21 games.
Nice. See, that's what I mean. He's underrated.
And then Luka Doncic.
He's so underrated.
He is, man. And I mean, he just gets overlooked because the Bulls just aren't a great team right now. You know,
Right.
They were balling and winning games. I'm sure he'd be talked about a lot, but you know, they got to go with what's going on. You know.
Plus, when he was really hot, Bradley Beal was even hotter. Like earlier in the season when LaVine was killing it, Bradley Beal was putting up 40, 50 a night. So it kind of overshadowed him a little bit. Like, exactly. I think that might have contributed to.
Yeah. And that's pretty much all I have. There really isn't much else.
Gotcha.
Kind of trying to get back on track here. Hopefully they can get a trade or two done here before the deadline because they need help on defense bad.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I have. What you got?
We did cover a couple of the things that were on my list for Patriots as far as the bubble. We talked about Trent Brown, we talked about Joe Dooley, and we talked about that rule change for Bill Belichick that he was like in support of. Apparently, Jimmy G. There's a report out of Boston saying Jimmy G is Plan A.
Plan A,
and I'm like, this dude that gets hurt walking like to the store. You mean this dude that like gets out of bed? And,
he gets. I don't understand what the because I saw Colin Cowherd had like a top 6 list of like his top 6 QBs, and Jimmy G was on it going into the season. I'm like, what is the hype surrounding Jimmy G? I just don't get it.
If he's healthy, be glad to have him back, but
I mean,
it doesn't seem like he could stay healthy. Like it's worse than Carson type of thing because Carson actually plays. You know, he just has that like stigma to it. But like Jimmy don't play. He don't play at all. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He played in the Super Bowl. Cool.
Yeah, and I mean he kind of gets overshadowed too because they're like a very run heavy offense
and
too.
That defense is amazing.
The defense.
So like he's like game manager type quarterback. So like I don't know how I feel about that, but that's just a report coming out. There's also a report coming out talking about how they're all in, and this one's from ESPN, saying that they're all in on rookie quarterbacks in the draft. So like there's conflicting reports. I don't really know what to believe.
Is there option A is Jimmy G, but they're all in on a
I mean guess,
they can still get a rookie QB.
Because if something falls to 15, it's not like we did anything we can still do our thing with Jimmy G. But I guess that's what the goal is, to get a quarterback in that first round, regardless of what happens.
Like Mac Jones or something.
I could see a trade up if possible, if it's, but I told you already how I feel. I'd be cool with Cam Newton and a rookie quarterback. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need to go out and do the crazy trade for Jimmy G and lose picks. And
Imagine if you somehow got Justin Fields and then brought Cam Newton back to help Justin Fields.
That'd be
Like-
amazing. I don't know how we would get that high up in the draft because I think Fields
Yeah.
would go top 10. But if he falls to 15, oh my God, that'd be amazing. Like Lamar falling to 32. But we actually franchised no players this year. 0
Really?
players. No franchise tags. 22 free agents that are going to be free agents come the 17th of March.
Yeah, I think we had 19. I talked about because we broke down our free agents. I haven't seen any franchise tags come out of Philly as of right now.
I think there was only 10 in the whole league this year
Yeah.
because today was the deadline.
Yeah.
But there was only 10 all year or throughout the whole league. Patriots apparently spent a lot of time looking at Clemson wide receiver, and they also scouted Trevor Lawrence for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I don't understand why, but they're scouting Trevor Lawrence. I just thought that was very
What is
interesting.
Bill cooking up over there?
What do you mean?
What is Bill
But
cooking
hey,
up over there?
let's see what happens with that. That's pretty much all the Pats news I had. I'm just hoping for better times. Better days need to be ahead, especially with the Bills and the Dolphins getting so much better.
That's
Seems
what
to
I'm
be
saying.
scary out there.
Do the same thing. 'Cause I know the Cowboys keep trying to run away with this division, but
That's
we
what
got
I
to stop it. Yes.
Now it's like, wait a second. We were supposed to be in first place. We
Dude, Eagles might be
driving
the last team in the NFC East now. What the fuck? What happened?
the Jets are better than us.
We're running this shit.
But as far as the Lakers go, I had some questions for you as a non-Lakers fan.
Okay.
Does the number 1 seed matter?
No.
I
It
think
doesn't.
as long as we don't fall to like 5, 6, 7,
Yes.
that will be fine. If we squeak in as the 3rd seed, I think we'll be okay, especially if Anthony Davis comes
We'll
back.
be all right.
Mm-hmm. That just wanted to see.
Yeah,
Thought
I
about
don't
that?
think it really matters.
Another question. They're all Lakers specific. but,
Okay.
like, Nets Lakers championship already set?
Mhm.
Question mark.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Then
I
the
even put a thing on
Clippers-
Twitter yesterday or 2 days ago where I said, can we just skip to the Nets Lakers finals so we don't have to waste everybody else's time?
Back to
we know what's gonna
Cavs, Warriors.
Yeah.
type of-
We know what's going to
Yeah.
happen. This could be the
See,
next rivalry for the next 3 years type thing.
Even as a Lakers fan, I am not that confident in that.
You don't think
I'm
so?
not. My heart is telling me yes. This is
You're
exactly
not,
what's going
are
to
you
happen.
not confident that the Lakers could get there? Or
I'm not confident that the Lakers can get there right now because of our problems that we've had as far as we have depth, but like there's still a lot of chemistry issues that seem to be happening with one player like AD. Yeah, he's our best player, but like we should still be rolling. We fell down the 3rd. I know we're still ahead of the Clippers and shit, but maybe I just have high expectations. But like I shouldn't after the last 5 years, but we did just win a chip. So like I'm conflicted in my head. I'm just like,
I
all
mean,
over the
to
place.
be honest, even though I'm not a Lakers fan, I could totally see with losing AD for a while and with like you guys been kind of losing games, sliding down a little bit, how you could see like not that the sky is falling, but hey, there might be a sense of urgency. Like maybe we need to start fucking trying to fix something here.
Either sign Drummond or
Something else. Yeah, get
or
something else.
something, man, because LeBron can't be out here playing 40 minutes a game and all these overtimes
He's
by
going to
himself
overtimes. I told
I-
y'all.
and losing. Like we
I
can't
know
be
it
going to
takes so many
overtime
ice
games
baths.
and losing. It just doesn't work like that.
See
I'm so
my
mad.
knees.
A couple notable games to have going forward here in the second half of the season. We play the Sixers, the Clippers, and the Nets all still. So I'm excited for those games. This is the part of the season where I start watching a lot more, like because
Yeah.
it's like
Ramp it
got-
up in the playoffs.
Right. But like you were saying, there's not much news per se, Lakers wise. We're not doing hot right now, but not on the not list either. So it is what it is.
On that not list.
Just had a couple like hypotheticals there as far as that goes.
I need to
did
start
have.
not
Oh,
together for NHL. I need to start
Yeah.
putting some hot lists together for the NHL each week.
Absolutely. I did find that stat that I was talking about. So like we started to the crazy stat. Crazy pod. God. Crazy podcast stat. Factors, whatever you call it. You got so many names for it. It's ridiculous. But I love it. But it was about the Sabres, and they have the last regulation win that they have had was in March of 2018. They have 21 losses since then, and I guess 2 overtime wins. But the last regulation win that they've had was in 2018.
Wow.
I was like, that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. They bad. They real bad.
It's been 439 days since Blake Griffin has dunked the ball. Okay.
What?
These are crazy. And I'm gonna hit you with like rapid
the
fire
first
ones.
play of him as a net is gonna be this like monster slam or something.
I have one for every sport. Okay, quick ones for every sport.
It's crazy.
Like every sport. Okay, listen. Dan Marino played against Peyton Manning more times than he played against John Elway.
What? What?
He's just like, what? That's good.
That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought that.
They're not all the craziest, but like here's a list of like it just kind of has everything. But baseball, the Mariners have had their last 4 spring training games end in a tie, which is kind of weird.
That is weird.
The rest of them are kind of whack, but I want Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods has won 22% of the tournaments in his career. The next closest golfer is at 9%.
9%.
Yeah, so he's pretty much. And then somebody who is pretty much Tiger blood, Serena Williams.
Oh yeah.
There has been 25 ranked women number 1 since it was founded. You know, since the WTA was founded.
Yeah.
Serena has beaten 20 of them. I'm guessing the other 5 were around before she was.
Before she was.
Yeah, that's right.
She got started.
Speaking of National Women's Day a couple days ago, I think yesterday.
Yeah.
Throw that out there as well. Serena.
That's wild.
I had just rapid fire ones at you. You got anything?
That's good ones. I actually do. You know I do. Let me see here. I do have one for NBA. Old Vince Carter. Vince Carter played against 37% of all players who played in the NBA. Think about that. Vince Carter has played against 37% of all the players who have played in the NBA.
That is an unfathomable, like, think about that's almost 40%.
Almost 40% of everybody who's ever played in the NBA, bro.
Of a league that's been around for like almost 100 years.
Those players, I love the game, man. I want to keep balling.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Won't stop.
He's done now, though, right? He retired last year.
Yeah.
Damn.
But man, 37% is crazy, dude.
That's wild. I feel like that's better than all mine. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I had here. It's been a great show, man. We had a lot of stuff to talk about this week, and I'm sure next week we'll have a lot. Over the coming weeks, we'll have a lot more to talk about, especially with like trades or other cuts that have.
Watson still be a Texan? That's the main question I have.
I haven't had an update on that within the past week, so who knows what's going on with that? Who knows what's going on with Russ? And then we'll see what happens once the NBA gets started here within the next week. So we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about. Until then, make sure to like and subscribe on the channel. Check out all of our other shows: Squad Pod every Friday and Squad Nights every Monday. And we're gonna have some reviews soon. I promise. We're working on them. We'll have some reviews up in the meantime. But until next week, we'll see you guys later.
Peace out.
One.